Hello, everybody. It's your boy Heavy J, and welcome to the Contemporary Comrades podcast. Um, I come to you today with more bad news. Unfortunately, I would hope to at some point be able to bring you all good news about some of this stuff we talk about, but that doesn't seem to happen, so often. So you can probably see the screen right now. John Kerry reveals Biden's devotion to the Great Reset. So before I even read the article and get into the article, uh, make sure you hit the like, subscribe if you haven't already. We got fire content. Second off, we talked about this. We asked this question. Now keep in mind if you haven't, I'm not going to really go into what the Great Reset is in this video because we've done technically two videos on that now. Go check out our Great Reset live show we did where we dropped all the game on and all the knowledge on the Great Reset and went and dissected it in depth based on each of its initiatives and things like that. So go check that out if you want to really learn what the Great Reset is. Um, and in that video, we discussed how bad this actually is for humanity, really. And there were, wasn't really, it was kind of been hush hush that, if it would be brought to the United States or not. Now, we've always said on this podcast, we figured that if Biden won, this would be what he brings forth in some way, shape, or form. We've said that many times, and that's why we've been so. I guess we haven't been, Trump friendly because we all know again he's the president. We know what he is at the end of the day, but we haven't. But Trump hasn't shown the same type of political government weirdness in the sense of you know essentially him being some sort of like um you know really on the shady side of the powers that be. I don't really know how best to describe it without getting too weird. But so we were like, yeah, Biden, if he wins, it's going to get worse. It was going to get worse either way, but now it's really going to get worse. So I'm going to get into the article. John Kerry, who is, if Biden were to officially win the election, he would be his basically his environmental advisor, which I don't know how the fuck John Kerry got to be some environmental guru, but anyways, uh, you see the title. Let's read a little bit. Now the article kind of talks about what the Great Reset is, and it says in June. Elites at an important international institution such as the World Economic Forum and the United Nations launched a far-reaching campaign to reset the global economy, the Great Reset. The plan, which they link here to the Great Reset, involves dramatically increasing the power of government through expansive new social programs like the Green New Deal, which John Kerry is involved in, and vast regulatory schemes and government programs to coerce corporations into supporting left-wing causes. I mean, that's what it is. The two justifications for the proposal, which have been aptly named by its supporters the Great Reset, are the COVID-19 pandemic and the so-called climate crisis caused by global warming, which is the long-term justifications, what the article says. According to the Great Reset supporters, the plan would fundamentally transform all of society. Now, we posted a video that's so we have our Great Reset podcast. We have the live show we did. And there's a video right before that we posted, and they said what their vision of the world would be like in 2030. Go watch that video, and I'll go in depth about more what they mean when they say how it would fundamentally transform much of society right here. So as Klaus Schwab, we talked about him, as he wrote back in June, the world must act jointly and swiftly to revamp all aspects of our societies and economies. From education to social contracts and working conditions, every country from the United States to China must participate, and every industry from oil and gas to tech must be transformed. In short, we need a great reset of capitalism. We read that in our live. Basically, now it goes on. It goes on a little bit about here. Now, to get to basically the meat of this and what sparked the title. So the World Economic Forum had a recent panel discussion sometime in November. Oh yeah, mid-November says right here. Um, John Kerry, who basically Biden has appointed him special presidential envoy for climate, firmly declared that the Biden administration will support the Great Reset and that the Great Reset will happen with greater speed and with greater intensity than a lot of people might imagine. Wow. Let's read that again. John Kerry firmly declared that the Biden administration will support the Great Reset and that the Great Reset will happen with greater speed and with greater intensity than a lot of people might imagine. Folks, this is what we've been telling you guys about. This is the reason why we do this podcast right here. This is the fucking reason. You know, I wonder about a lot of things, and I wonder about society and people, and I'm like, how, we know, like, all this information is just, it's right here. It's so readily available. I was having a conversation last night. It's so, like, the propaganda and the direction that they're taking everybody is so right in your face. It's almost like we're being mocked. It's almost like they're mocking us at this point. And they're dangling the little key to the freedom key right in front of our face. And everybody's focused on the other thing that they're dangling over here that's a little more shiny. But really what you want is this one right here. That's what they're doing. All the information's out here. They're telling us what they're going to do. If you don't know what the Great Reset is, go watch our podcast. Go to worldeconomicforum.com and read it for yourself, because that's all we did. They're telling you what the plan is. You will not own anything. Your body will be essentially tapped into by government via microchips. This is no longer a conspiracy theory. This is no longer fiction. Okay, they're telling you they are going to do this. And now, right here, John Kerry is saying that the United States will for sure do it, and we're probably going to be one of the first people to do it. Let's read some more. So, when asked by panel host Borg Brindy, I guess that's how you pronounce that, Borg Brindy, whatever, whether the World Economic Forum and other Great Reset supporters are expecting too much too soon from the new president, or is he going to deliver first day on this topic? Kerry responded, "The answer to your question is no, you're not expecting too much. And yes, it will happen." It being the Great Reset, Kerry continued. "And I think it will happen with greater speed and with greater intensity than a lot of people might imagine. In effect, the citizens of the United States have just done a Great Reset. We've done a Great Reset. And it was a record level of voting." You know what he said? These citizens of the United States. There's a lot just in that one bit right there. We're gonna have to do a little bit of a lesson or a podcast on public versus private, what it means to be a citizen, what's the difference between the United States and the United States of America, things of that nature, because he's telling you who this is going to apply to. The citizens of the United States. We'll get into citizenship. We'll get into that at a later time. John Kerry later argued that the Great Reset is necessary to slow the climate crisis, and that he quote, and I quote, "I know Joe Biden believes it's not enough to just rejoin the Paris Climate Accords that Trump backed us out of for the United States. It's not enough for us to do just the minimum of what Paris requires." And Kerry also stated that because of the Great Reset movement, he believes we're at the dawn of an extremely exciting time, and that the greatest opportunity we have to address social and economic problems is dealing with the climate crisis. So essentially, if you all don't understand that, he's essentially saying, hey, us here, the ones who created all these problems, yeah, we're going to use this opportunity to fix the problems that we created by creating more problems, because that's what we do. So people are putting this power. People are putting the power of creating problems into the hands of people who have created the problem, solving problems into the hands of people who have created the problem. Uh, yeah, man. This is this right here tells it all to me. So the question you should be asking yourself is what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Can you do anything about it? Can can you know? Can this be reversed? Is it do you see this as a good thing or a bad thing? And if so, or how are you going to act accordingly? Because this is going to require some attention by everybody. Because this is going to affect everybody. So it's better to, in my opinion, it's better to try and at least get the thoughts together about it, and kind of prepare yourself for what the world is going to be, or at least prepare to how you plan to not live like that. um and it's a tough choice. I think that personally, I think that we're at the cusp of freedom and slavery, like fully. There will be no more um true freedom, because this great reset shit right here is the end of true freedom, the end of any sort of, whether implied or not, sovereignty for any human being, as long as we live in certain areas and are under control of government. Now, this goes against everything that is inherent in nature. This goes against everything that is inherent in creation, that is put here for us as humans and for everything else in creation as well. This is the antithesis of that. So I don't know, man. Let me know your thoughts. If you want to know how we feel about the Great Reset, go watch that other cast, man. We did a good 2.5 hours on it. Um, Appreciate everybody watching. Appreciate everybody subscribing. Participating. We got more coming, man. We're gonna do a movie. We got a movie review to do. Sorry, not a movie review. A TV show review on a show called Upload, which kind of gives us a peek into what life would be like in a Great Reset style economy, in certain ways. But we'll get into that. But again, it's Heavy J. Thanks for watching. Like I said, I wish I had more good news for you, but the good news is that we'll be back. But we appreciate it, and so Comrades, it's Heavy J. Peace.